Aboraboy. I'm Ifa I will be talking to you all about the blessings for Iemonje, Omo, Regina, and today is her Odun for Oshun. So, in terms of that, I want to talk about the Irumole known as Oshun. I want to talk about the Irumole known as Egungun, and also the elemental forces, which are known as Egbe, our spiritual astromate. So I want to talk about the Odu, or Wonyu Shogbe, in relation to Egungun, which is the masquerade that you saw not too long ago dancing outside. So this Ifa verse goes as follows. If we keep quiet, our problems will continue to persist. This cast Ifa for Egungun, when Egungun was going to go through Oje town, and they would be returning through Oje town. If we do not miss our way, we will not be able to find our way home. This Ifa cast for Egungun when going to pass through Oje town on their way home, and they would be passing back through Oje town. They were advised to offer a bow. They complied. Oh, you youths, you will lead us home. You youths, you will lead us back to Koto town. Koto, where we all come from. You youths, you will lead us home. Back to Koto. Koto, where we come from. So this Ifa is talking about the story where Egungun, the masquerade, would it come from heaven to earth, and it was passing through heaven and earth, and it reached here, and it was asked to come to a place called Oje. And on the way to Oje, on the way back, Egungun got lost. And as they were moving through the town, dancing and everything, they got lost. They took a wrong turn. And when they took this wrong turn, what also occurred is they began to be confused. So they went and cast Ifa. They cast Ifa, and they heard a sound of the Babalao with the Ikin, making the noise where they was casting Ifa with the Ikin. So the Egungun came, asked the Babalao to cast Ifa for them, and the Babalao cast Ifa. The Odu was Owonyin Shogbe. And when they cast this Odu, the Egungun was advised to listen to the wisdom of youths. So when they came upon the youths were telling them, we know, no, this is one of the youths, as a matter of fact. So the Egungun was told that the youths would be the ones to lead them home. So there's an interesting relationship on this Odu where it tells elders to listen to the young people, because the young people are going to be the ones that will help, the elders to find their way. All right. So next, I want to talk about the concept of Egbe, because a lot of times there's a misnomer that Egbe are ancestral, and they're not necessarily ancestral. When we talk about Egungun and Egbe, we have to be very clear that Egungun was second to Oro. Oro is the old ancestral cult, and in Ogbe Iwori, on that Odu, this talks about this relationship between Egungun and Oro as siblings, and why Egungun and Oro cannot be out at the same time. Egungun was sent to the earth first. Oro in this Odu stands back and sends Egungun, his sibling, to the earth. And then when Egungun arrives, it's supposed to come back and report to Oro about the situation. Instead, Egungun goes off and tells everyone, look, I'm Egungun, these are the things that I like, I can help you have children, I can help you be successful. And when we look at Egungun, Egungun is also spiritual DNA. So, in this, Oro stays back and gets very angry because Egungun doesn't come back to report to him. Then Oro goes back and goes into the world on his own, and then says, I'm looking for Egungun. He's very livid, angry, and tells everyone, this is what I've come to bring. I've come to assist people in dispelling haunts. I've come to assist people in overcoming curses. I've also come to assist folks in having children and bless their lives. So they're very similar. Egungun and Oro take the same things, mainly ram, rooster, things like that. So in this process, Oro stands back and the elders put Oro in its senior position, and they say that Egungun will rule the day. It will come out during the daylight hours. And Oro, conversely, will come out during the nighttime hours. The two will never meet, because if the two ever were to meet, there would be a conflict, there would be a fight. So in terms of that, Egungun and Oro are two Irumole, and they are also examples of spiritual DNA and some of the oldest ancestral cults. But there's another one called Alashekun, that is one's deceased ancestors. And Alashekun, it became problematic in terms of how to become initiated to Alashekun. Because in order to become initiated to Alashekun, you had to die first. So that we had a challenge in terms of working with that process. So the worship of Alashekun became part of the worship of Egungun. That's how the two become, where it becomes the example of one's deceased ancestors. So in terms of Egbe is different. Egbe is our astral mates, our spiritual mates, our heavenly homies, so to speak. These are the individuals who assist us in leadership. They assist our children. When you see children standing around and dancing and singing nursery rhymes like "Ring Around the Rosie, Pocket Full of Posy, Ashes, Ashes, We All Fall Down," this is an example of Egbe. In a contemporary sense, because many of the songs that we use for Egbe are often songs that are like that of nursery rhymes. So they are our spiritual mates, our spiritual court, if you would say. And when we look at that, they don't necessarily have to be related to us, blood related to us. Oftentimes when you see a person, you say, well, look, I see you have there's a nun in a white suit, and then there's a Native American right behind you. When people are saying things like that on a spiritual level, they're actually seeing another individual's astral mates. And they don't necessarily have to be related to them by blood. Oftentimes, they are merely those individuals who have come to assist you in your path on earth. And many people who are leaders have a very strong relationship with Egbe. So, from my understanding, we'll be seeing a representation of the Egbe masquerade a little bit later. What? Oh, my God. Okay, so we'll see that. And last but not least, I wanted to talk shortly about Oshun. Oshun is the one in the 801 Irumole, the only female divinity that came to the earth. And in terms of that, she is that one that could balance the whole earth out. On the Odu Oshe Tura, in this Ifa, the Irumole came to the earth, and when they got here, they were misusing Oshun. And when they misused Oshun, everything went wrong. The pounded yam would not be smooth. The blood flow was not well. The river flow was not well. Everything was obtuse and out of balance. And what ended up happening is the Irumole, Orumila, and Orishanla, they go to Olodumare and ask Olodumare, what's going on? Why is it that the pounded yam's not smooth? Why is it that everything's moving badly? And Olodumare, God himself, says, well, did you consider the woman? And then they said, no, we didn't. So then Olodumare tells them to go back and consider Oshun in everything they do.